we reach to another case that is very important in our whole trajectory of understanding this fantastic phenomena that defy our knowledge and our awareness. It is a case in which a man was not abducted, but was invited to go inside a spaceship that happened on July 16th, 1956. And we're talking about a gentleman that was a university professor, a lawyer, and later he was a judge in labor courts in Brazil. Actually, there is a labor court in the city of Praia Grande with his name on a sign because that place was named after him. So he's a personality in Brazil, and he was one of the first humans that we know of, and certainly the first Brazilian that we know of to go in space. João de Freitas Guimarães. He was sitting by the beach after he had ended his job for the day, and he saw this strange object coming out of the water, the seawater, and come close to the beach. And it actually landed. And a few guys came out, human-like guys, came out of the spaceship and came close to him. And João de Freitas Guimarães was looking at that and thinking, oh boy, what the hell is that? Perhaps they are Americans or Russians or whatever. So he asked the guy, where are you from? Do you need any help in English? And as he was multilingual, as my good friend Roger Lear just taught me this word today, multilingual. Thank you, Roger. I was about to say a word here that I don't think that exists in your vocabulary, but multilingual, yes, there is. And this guy was multilingual, and he asked it also in Spanish, in Italian, in German, in French, in Latin, and I believe in Greek, where the hell they came from and if they need any help. And he got no reply whatsoever, except that few seconds after he had ended questioning, he got a reply in his head. We are not from here. You guys wanna come and take a ride in our ship? And he went. He went for a less than 1 hour trip in a flying saucer back in the 50s in Brazil. This case is emblematic. It's a very important case of the Brazilian history. So this is why I wanted you to know about it. This is the João de Freitas Guimarães case, very important one. Now, of course, another very important case that we have in Brazil, and this I'm pretty sure that you are acquainted with, is the first interspecies sexual relation that we have in the whole history of ufology, not only in Brazil, but the entire world. A case that was labeled by the great English pioneer Gordon Creighton as the most amazing case of all, the Vilas Boas case. This gentleman, back in October 14th, 1957, he was with his tractor doing some field work when he saw a spaceship and he was taken on board, against his will, taken on board, where he was taking his clothes off. They spread some strange oil with a strange smell over all his body. And then he was taken to an examination where blood was taken from his chin. And all of a sudden, we don't know what kind of examination was that, but it looks like he passed because he was put in a place with an exotic red-haired woman, short lady. Not too beautiful, but exotic. He felt attracted, and he realized that was an experiment, and he was supposed to do what came after that, and they have the first interspecies sex relation. Of course, not sex, but it's breeding, genetic experiment of some sort. And after that, the lady put her hand on her belly and then pointed to above like this and telepathically said something to the sense that maybe the seed will come true. This happened in late 50s in Brazil, and is also another good case of our history. And of course, we have the evidences that cannot be denied because they're not subjective, they're objective, they are material evidence, like UFO photos, like the Trindade case that happened on January 16, 1958. All cases, one very close to the other in time. And this case happened in Trindade Island. There were like 2 or 3 dozen men on board a Navy vessel, the Almirante Saldanha, when they all saw a Saturn-shaped UFO, and Almiro Baraúna, that gentleman from the left, took a few pictures of that. Now, those pictures circulated all over the country. The Navy, the Army, and even the Brazilian president at that time, Juscelino Kubitschek, after having received an evaluation of that said that the pictures were for real. He then went public.